methods from experienced gardeners to help orchids bloom. Today, I'm back to share with you how I care for my orchids in the garden. Using only natural fertilizers to help the plants develop many roots, produce many flowers, and maintain strong vitality. Here I'm showing you an orchid from my garden that I deliberately kept as a practical example. Look closely. The plant is placed in a very shady spot, lacking sunlight and adequate ventilation. When orchids live in such an environment for a long time, they begin to weaken without us noticing. The leaves are covered in dust like this, and their photosynthetic capacity is significantly reduced. When leaves don't photosynthesize well, the plant doesn't produce enough energy to nourish the roots and flower stalks. Observe these roots. They are shriveled, not plump, and not growing vigorously. Weak roots mean the plant certainly can't be healthy. Even with 2 flower stalks, they're developing very slowly. The buds are small and not plump. That's a sign the plant is lacking internal strength. Not to mention the excessive weeds in the pot will absorb nutrients. The growing medium competes for nutrients. And in the next section, I will guide you on how to treat this weakened orchid to bring it back to its original healthy state. Here, I want to share with you these 2 orchids. They bloomed on the same day, the same variety, and received the same care. But the results are completely different. This plant's flower stalks developed quickly, were long, and had plump, vigorous buds. The other one was significantly slower. Why is that? The difference lies in the lighting environment. Although I cared for them the same way, watering and fertilizing them the same, this plant was placed in a location with better light, gentle morning sun, and better ventilation. When orchids receive enough suitable light, the leaves become thicker, stronger, and have a natural sheen. Healthy leaves photosynthesize well. Look at these roots. They're growing vigorously, even extending beyond the rim of the pot. Healthy roots are the foundation of a healthy orchid plant. When the root system functions well, the plant absorbs nutrients optimally, nourishing the flower stalks faster, producing larger buds, and blooming earlier. And now, I will guide you on how to care for your orchid. Next, I use lemons as a very simple yet extremely effective natural fertilizer for orchids. Lemons are rich in vitamin C and natural minerals. In particular, the mild acidity of lemons has excellent antibacterial and antifungal properties. When used correctly and in the right dosage, it helps to clean the growing medium, supports healthy root development, and stimulates plant growth, rooting, and flowering. Next, I took out a clean container to prepare the solution. Before doing anything, I always filter the water again to completely remove any sediment and particles. After the water was clear and clean, I squeezed half a lemon into the container. I didn't use too much, just enough to create a mild, safe solution for the plant. Next, I'll add about 500 milliliters of clean filtered water. Then, I stir thoroughly to completely dissolve the solution. Before I begin caring for the orchids, I always do one very important thing. I clean up the environment for them. If I see weeds growing among the growing medium, I remove them immediately. These small weeds may seem insignificant, but they're actually very aggressive at absorbing nutrients, competing with the orchid for every bit of water and mineral. After removing the weeds, I use a thoroughly cleaned pair of scissors. I always sterilize the scissors before cutting, because even a single infected cut can ruin the entire plant. I gently cut away any damaged, rotten, or dry, black roots. I keep only the healthy, white-green roots. These are the roots that nourish the entire plant. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe buttons to support me and so you don't miss any orchid care tips. It's great to have you as a companion on this journey. After cutting, we proceed to inspect the leaves. Next, I focused on removing the damaged leaves. I decisively removed any yellowed, crushed, or diseased leaves. I didn't leave them in the pot or throw them around the garden. Instead, I disposed of them far away from the grown area. And now, with everything clean and safe, I began the main care phase. Next, I took a soft cotton ball and dipped it into the diluted lemon juice solution. I wiped the top of the leaf first, where a lot of dust accumulates after a long period of photosynthesis in the garden. Then I turned the leaf over. A clean leaf helps the plant absorb light better, photosynthesize more effectively. That's the foundation for a healthy plant and beautiful flowers. This is where mold and small insects usually reside. I carefully wiped each crevice, each point where the leaf meets the stem. Once the dust is removed, the leaf surface begins to brighten, becoming greener and shinier. Even the flower stalks were cleaned of dust. Looking at the cotton ball after wiping, you can clearly see the dirt that has seeped in. Once cleaned, the orchid plant feels like it can breathe again. Next, I bring out another orchid from the garden to care for. When I do this, I treat each plant equally, because in the garden, no plant is secondary. Every plant deserves the same care. I wipe thoroughly from the top to the bottom of the leaf, including the stem and flower stalks. When the dust and mold are removed, the leaf surface becomes much brighter and shinier. A clean leaf is not only beautiful, but also helps the plant photosynthesize better, absorb light more efficiently, resulting in healthier roots, stronger stems, and more vibrant flowers. I maintain this leaf cleaning routine every 2 weeks. That consistent care ensures that the orchids in my garden are always healthy, with thick, firm leaves and few pests and diseases. And with that solid foundation, the next step is to focus on supplementing nutrients to stimulate root growth and nurture flower stalks for even more sustainable development. In the next step, I use soy milk, a milder but more nutritious ingredient. I chose soy milk because it contains plant protein, a natural amount of sugar, potassium, and many trace minerals. When used correctly and diluted properly, it's a gentle nutritional supplement that helps orchids recover, nourish their roots, and support bud formation. I take 1 teaspoon of pure soy milk, then mix it with clean water according to the appropriate amount. At this step, I took a clean spray bottle. I poured the prepared solution of lemon juice and soy milk into the bottle, shaking gently to ensure the mixture was completely dissolved. I sprayed evenly over the entire surface of the orchid leaves, both the top and bottom. The top surface helps wash away dirt, brightens the leaves, and increases photosynthesis. But most importantly, the underside of the leaves, so many stomata, are concentrated. In addition to spraying the leaves, I also lightly sprayed the exposed root tips. I always remind you that orchid care must be done correctly, not carelessly. When following the correct procedure, the plant will be healthy, the roots will develop strongly, flowers will bloom regularly, and a stable growth cycle can be maintained year-round. These are the most active roots with a very high absorption capacity. After spraying the leaves and roots, I then lightly water the growing medium to complete the care process. In the next step, I begin watering the orchid directly at the base. I don't just spray water on the surface, but focus on delivering the solution down to the root zona, area that determines the plant's overall vitality. When watering directly at the base, the roots absorb nutrients and pump them back up to the stem, leaves, and flower stalks. The orchid's growth depends heavily on this step. Strong roots result in a sturdy stem, thick leaves, and long-lasting flowers. After watering evenly, I soak the entire pot in the solution for about 20 minutes. Soaking for the correct amount ensures the roots absorb enough nutrients without becoming waterlogged. Caring for orchids in the garden isn't difficult, but it requires doing each step correctly. When I water directly at the roots, allowing them to absorb and transport nutrients throughout the plant, I see a clear difference. The orchid grows vigorously. The roots spread out, the flower stalks extend quickly, and the buds develop evenly. Then I soaked the basin for 20 minutes. After soaking the orchid pot for 20 minutes, I don't rush to put the plant back in place. I take a soft, clean cotton towel and gently wipe dry the tips of the leaves, both the top and bottom surfaces. Because after watering and soaking, water often remains in the crevices and leaf axils. If excess water is left there overnight, mold and bacteria can easily invade. I always pay special attention to the tips and leaf axils. These are the orchid's weak points. Even a little prolonged dampness can easily cause the tips to rot, ruining all the previous care. I maintain this method regularly, once every 2 weeks. When done correctly and consistently, I see a noticeable improvement in the orchid's growth. The leaves are thicker, firmer, and shinier. The flower stalks develop healthily and the flowers bloom abundantly and retain their color. I usually care for my orchids in the morning. The morning sun is gentle and the air circulates, allowing the plants to photosynthesize well after receiving nutrients. After drying and treating them, I move the plants to a location with more light but still gentle sunlight, not harsh sun. After just 2 weeks of proper care, the orchid has changed dramatically. The leaves are no longer dusty or dull, they're bright, clean, and lush green. New shoots are emerging vigorously, tender yet sturdy, holding their buds firmly. When I touch the leaves, I can feel their thickness and elasticity, a sign of a truly healthy orchid from the inside out. The new root system is what pleases me most. Roots are sprouting profusely, reaching the rim of the pot. Aerial roots are long, and the root tips are bright green and plump. A plant with a healthy root system will certainly have healthy flower buds. And that's exactly right. When the plant is healthy, the flowers are very bright, with thick, glossy petals and a beautiful waxy texture. The buds are abundant, plump, uniform, and develop very quickly. When I care for my plants meticulously and according to the correct procedures, from light and humidity to nutrition, the orchids respond with vibrant spuggling and lively blooms. That's it. When I truly put my heart and meticulous attention into each orchid pot, I see a clear change every day. The plants begin to grow vigorously, roots spreading out across the rim of the pot, white, green, and plump. The growing medium is always clean and well drained, so the roots are healthy, not waterlogged, and free from fungal diseases. The flower stalks are also lush and vibrant. Buds are evenly formed and plump. The flowers bloom in rich colors, with thick, sharp petals and beautiful branches. Overall, the orchid is not only healthy but also exudes vitality. I always believe that when I care for orchids with seriousness and genuine love, they will respond with a brilliant flowering season. And when the garden or balcony brightens up with pots of orchids laden with buds and vibrant colors like these, I know that all the care was worth it. What do you think of this orchid care method? Don't hesitate to leave a comment and share your thoughts. I really want to hear your feedback and experiences. Every share from you is a valuable source of motivation that helps us learn and love plants more each day. In the next video, I'll reveal a new method to revive care for orchids, helping them sprout roots and bloom incredibly fast.